I'd like to call this regular Bayfield Town Board meeting to order for Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg. Trustee Taylor.
Here.
Trustee Lyon.
Here.
Trustee Ackerman.
Here.
Trustee Trujillo. Trustee McLaurin. And Mayor Ah.
Here. All rise for the pledge. Does the board have any conflicts of interest?
No.
Seeing none, we'll go to general public input for those items not on the agenda.
Where is everybody? The important ones are here. I'm Phyllis Ludwig, 9205 County Road 521. I would like to speak for the seniors of this community and thank the board and the manager for hiring the new help at the senior center. Carrie is back, and I never saw so many smiles and thank yous in my life as I did today. So thank you so much.
I am Ann McCoy Harold. I now live outside your 3-mile limit by a whole bunch. But I'm here to talk to you today about America 250, Colorado 150. And I'm a little worried that you might have missed some information, so I brought one of these for each of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please walk around it. I wasn't going to try to jump.
Sure, thank you.
This is a magazine that the local organizing committee for Southwest Colorado, the 8 counties that you're used to, has worked for over a year to put together to let you know why it's so important that we celebrate both these milestones this summer. 1776 is pretty obvious. 1876 is the founding of Colorado. We are the centennial state. Colorado Day is actually August 1st, but it's a year-long celebration, so I'm hoping that you will put them all together and make it better than ever. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Hello, good evening, Mayor and board members. My name is Cree Black, 311 County Road 501. First, I want to say thank you to everyone who has put time and effort into planning Bayfield's 4th of July celebrations and community events. It's clear that there's a tremendous amount of work and care that goes into creating these experiences and bringing our community together. I wanted to respectfully suggest that the town consider incorporating Colorado's 150th statehood anniversary, which Ann just so lovely introduced to you, into the branding, marketing, and messaging surrounding this year's 4th of July celebration, Heritage Days, and future community events. As many of you know, 2026 marks both America's 250th anniversary and Colorado's 150th anniversary. So across Colorado, communities, organizations, museums, businesses, regional partners are all embracing this once-in-a-generation milestone throughout the Colorado 150 initiative. So as a born and raised lifelong local resident, I truly believe the anniversary carries deep meaning for many Coloradoans. It's an opportunity to celebrate not only our country, but also our Colorado's unique history, heritage, landscapes, agriculture, small towns, and the generations of families who helped shape communities like Bayfield. I also believe that Bayfield is uniquely positioned to participate in this movement in an authentic way. Our own town has already such a strong identity rooted in heritage, community, tradition, and local pride. So incorporating this into the town's existing branding could strengthen that identity even further while helping Bayfield feel connected to the broader state celebrations that are happening across all of Colorado. I understand that logos and marketing materials may have already been underway, and I am not suggesting any type of like full redesign or changes in direction. I simply just wanted to offer the idea that even subtle additions, such as incorporating Colorado 150 language, messaging, or anniversary recognition into the existing materials could go a long way and likely be very well received by the community. I put together a simple, just visual example showing the town's current branding and how it could be adapted while still preserving the overall design and identity that already exists. It's beautiful and well done. So this is just meant as a visual concept and community suggestion, no criticism whatsoever. I genuinely believe that this is a meaningful opportunity for Bayfield to celebrate an important moment in our history. So thank you for your consideration. I do have a little example here that maybe you can just pass along. The top logo is the town's logo, and the bottom one is just a very easy addition that could incorporate and honor this milestone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cree.
I'd like to take my 3 minutes. My name is Teddy Jack. I live on 542 West North Street since 1994, the second time. And their cars, in the old days, we all parked our cars over in front of our houses. And the old people that live on there still do that. But we have people now that park with both tires out on the pavement. I come down there the other night with the sun in my eyes, and I missed hitting a car about that far. I want to know, if I hit that car, whose insurance is going to pay? Who's going to fix my broken car? I've asked for law enforcement to make a ruling on this, and all they're interested in is the revised statutes, the laws that have a dollar figure attached to them, and they're busy out there taking money away from the poor and giving it to the rich, and I'm left hanging. How many of you, my next question is, how many of you were elected?
All of us.
2?
All of us.
You and him. That's a communist situation we got going on here. We got people that wasn't elected making policies and passing rules and making command decisions that have never been elected. It's just pure communism. It's not right. And that's what I have to say tonight. And I once had a notice on my trash can that said, it's not only trashy, but it's illegal to leave your can on the street, except for a 24-hour period during pickup day. Now, do we still have these kind of things? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? I didn't think so. I didn't expect an answer from you guys. I've come to know better than to even ask. You could give a hoot and a holler about me and my needs and what's going on my street. You're so busy making houses for 700 new families, and our streets are falling apart. Everywhere you go, you got to wait 8 people in line. But I would like to know where are you legally parked in Bayfield? Can you put me in touch with the people that know that? Maybe somebody from law enforcement would like to address that.
We can connect.
I'll come and meet you in the hallway. I've wasted my 3 minutes already. Thank you.
Lucy Stewart, and I just have to back Mr. Jack on his parking and residents. I have talked to many people, not only on the board, but on the planning commission. And they say unless this is something that's done by the town as the manager to control where people park, there's nothing law enforcement can do because there's nothing on the books for them to enforce all this illegal, that we think that live in this residence, that it's illegal parking on the street. We've never have had it. And we continue to have it. We look like a used parking lot, is what we look. Once they have all these cars that the pawn shop is purchasing, we get plugged in there with everything. The trash truck has issues going in there. The delivery trucks have issues going in there. And called law enforcement, they told me there's nothing on the books that they can do because the town has not done anything. And until the town does that, they cannot do their job. So somebody needs to step up and start doing that. And, you know, this traffic thing is just getting completely out of control. You guys need to, not only you, but the planning commission also needs to plan and adjust for all this traffic guys that have been going on. I guess you guys don't travel it on a daily basis, but it needs to be addressed. And I think the parking issue needs to be addressed. And I've talked to my neighbors, and they feel like they've called the police, Bayfield police, and told they can't do anything about all these vehicles being parked in our streets. It is a traffic, but it's also a safety issue, guys. I'd like for somebody to step up and help us out.
Is there any other public comment? Okay, move on. Next up is approval of the agenda. So our judge is at the graduation tonight for the 8th graders. He usually does the swearing in for the swearing in ceremony. So if someone would make a motion to put that down later in the agenda, I think maybe last on there. We need to move that.
I make a motion that we move the swearing in down until he comes.
I'll second.
I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor? Trustee Lyon?
Yes,
Trustee Ackerman?
Yes.
And Mayor Ah.
Yes. Is there any other adjustments to the agenda? Okay. Next up is the public hearing for Hope Christian Academy appeal update.
Yeah, we're just going to have to continue this to the June 2nd. We actually have confirmation that we will have the members, the trustee members will be present, and the alternate will also be present. So we will go ahead and continue that to the June 2nd trustee meeting. The notifications have been posted in the paper and sent to the nearby residences.
Any questions from the board? Okay, then we'll talk about it at the second, on the second,
It'll be heard on the 2nd.
or some of us will.
The hearing will be taking place on the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's correct.
Next up is the consent agenda. Are there any items the board would like removed from the consent agenda? Oh, looking for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda.
I second that motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor? Trustee Lyon?
Yes,
Trustee Ackerman?
Yes.
And Mayor Ah.
Yes. Next is the action agenda, Cinnamon Heights Real Estate Contract and Ordinance Number 518.
Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Trustees, we have Lindsay Nicholson here, who's our attorney on this issue, to explain the contract. As you know, we had this on the last agenda, it wasn't ready, so our counsel here to talk about the contract and answer any questions.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi there, I'm Lindsay Nicholson. And so you have on your action agenda here the approval of a sales contract for these 30 lots in the Cinnamon Heights development. This is the sale of these lots to 106 Pioneer LLC, which is an affiliate of Silver Mountain Group, which is the contractor that the town engaged to install all the infrastructure in that project to serve this affordable housing project. And that contractor had the option to purchase this property pursuant to that construction contract. They've exercised their option to purchase, and the purchase price was established at that time in the construction contract. So the $750,000 purchase price is pursuant to that option. But we've negotiated the other terms of this contract, which include a closing date of August 14th. There are certain contingencies that are for the buyer's favor, where they need to meet certain, have certain occurrences happen, which is for their financing, so that they will be assured of getting the financing they need to build the affordable housing units. So there's a few contingencies that they need to meet, but assuming those all go well, the closing will occur on August 14th. And so the ordinance here is asking for your approval of this contract and authorization of the manager to sign the contract and the mayor to sign the deed when it is time for closing.
I thought it said the mayor and the town clerk.
I'm sorry?
I thought it said the mayor and the town clerk.
And the town clerk, yes.
Okay.
So the buyer is not represented, and Lindsay, you're representing the town on this matter?
I'm representing the town. The buyer has legal counsel also.
Okay. Is the contract dated May 18th the most recent revision, or?
Yes, the contract was executed yesterday. Although late yesterday, the buyer requested a slight change to the signature block of the contract. I'm not sure if that has been put in front of you. There's no substantive change to the terms of the contract. It's just how the parties are signing on behalf of the buyer.
Okay, I've got a couple questions here. We've got earnest money of $20,000, but we have an alternative earnest money deadline that's NA. We also have 4.3 earnest money in the form of a check held by blank.
Yeah, I noticed that actually on the way over here.
So that, I would say, should be clarified. Because if it's not applicable, then that means they don't have to deposit earnest money.
Well, the alternative earnest money deadline is not applicable. Typically, the buyer would present the earnest money with the check, with the contract, but since it's not approved until tonight, they're going to presumably present the earnest money tomorrow, once this is approved.
Okay. Well, there's nothing in here stating that it's delivered with the contract. So unless that deadline says within 1 day or 2 days of mutual execution, there's nothing obligating them to deposit that. Not that they wouldn't, I deal with these on a daily basis, so that's kind of my, and then we've got contingencies in here that are pretty far out. And really, they've got the ability to terminate right up until the day of closing at their sole discretion. And I understand it's a unique situation there. If it was me, some of the title deadlines and things could be moved up. I mean, it's really not a huge deal because they basically could terminate at their sole discretion up until the date of closing. So
not really a huge deal there, but it would be good to clarify that earnest money,
Okay.
even though they can get it back with no strings attached essentially, so.
So.
Those are my comments on it. Oh, also 4.4.3 is not checked, and that's the buyer saying they do or do not have funds available for cash at closing. Do we know if that is, do they have the cash?
I know they're doing a 1031 exchange. I don't know specifically.
So
The
that
buyer
box
might be
should
here.
probably be checked does not, then.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Anybody else? So we're looking for a motion? Oh, wait, yeah, I'm sorry. Is there any public comment on the real estate contract? It hit me about the time I said that, sorry.
Sorry. Paul Black, 311 County Road 501. Thank you, Mayor, trustees, for being here tonight and giving us the option to speak. I was just looking through the packet here, and I noticed the plat that is attached in the contract. I'm speaking on behalf of the Los Pinos ditch. It runs right along there. We've had a long history with this parcel and plat, and I do believe we worked with the town to kind of get an updated plat, and this isn't the updated plat for it. So I just request that the new updated plat be attached to this agreement. That shows the irrigation right of way and the agreement that was done back in 2004 with the developer back then.
John?
That's all I got.
You may have the old one. We did work on this. Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Trustees, we did work with Mr. Black and members of the ditch company to make sure that that easement was memorialized on an updated easement. We'll make sure that that updated easement is included. I think this was mainly just a illustration to show the subdivision of how the property would be broken up into the 5 specific lots. So at least that's my understanding of what they had. So it was probably an earlier version that they worked off of, but I think that's reasonable. We can get a reduced version of the current one. I know you guys have seen a copy of, so thank you. We'll do that. We'll take care of that. That's a good catch. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay, I'll close the public comment. Pleasure of the board.
If we can motion for this to be approved with the condition of that plat being attached and the earnest money being deposited with the execution of the contract, and clarifying who the title company is that's holding the earnest money, I would be in favor of passing this.
So you have a motion with that?
Well, yeah, I
Those
just want to
conditions?
make sure that that's acceptable. Okay.
Dustin, do you have the motion down then?
So, motion to approve Seminole Heights real estate contract with the additions of updated plat
That shows the,
that shows the irrigation easement.
yes.
And earnest money, the title company. What was the rest of it? Just-
If we're amending it, you may as well add 4.4.3 to that to be indicated as well.
We also need to approve ordinance 518. Do you want to do that separately?
It's up to the motion maker. Do you want to
The-
throw the ordinance in there too?
Oh, yeah, the ordinance, I don't see any issue there unless you guys do.
So just say, and
Yeah, yeah, and so the motion would be to approve this purchase contract with an amendment to clarify the earnest money deadline as the time of execution of the contract and who the title company will be holding the earnest money, 4.3, and whether or not the buyer has the cash at closing or not that's due in the contract, and to add the plat that Mr. Black mentioned attached to the contract. With those conditions, I would motion to approve this as presented.
In the ordinance.
And the ordinance
say the number.
there too, ordinance number 518.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
Trustee Taylor, Trustee Lyon,
Yes.
Trustee Ackerman,
Yes.
and Mayor Ah.
Yes. Next is leadership team introductions and roles and responsibilities. First up is town manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Trustees. As I've had conversations with every one of you, and we had a very good presentation at the workshop by Patrick Ronelli as to the responsibilities of the manager. I think you guys have got that covered, but what I really would like to do is give each of our department heads an opportunity to talk about what they do, where their areas of work is, and give you guys an opportunity to ask them questions as well. You're welcome to ask me any questions about what I do, but like I said, I think you've heard that twice now, so if we can go ahead and move over to start with our town attorney. Josh Mack is currently our interim town attorney, and he, of course, worked with our former longtime attorney, Michael Goldman, and so he can talk to you a little bit about what the city attorney does, what his role is, and why you should listen to him. Josh.
Thank you. The town, if you look at the town code, it would appear that the town attorney's role is to do a whole lot of different stuff, and that is accurate. The town attorney role is largely comprised of kind of providing advice and assistance wherever it's needed, whether it's from officials of the town or from the town board. The kind of first category of stuff that the town attorney does is advisory. It's rendering legal advice on all questions posed by town officials. These fall into a few categories. First would be sort of meetings and the general organization of meetings and getting ordinances passed. Dustin does a great job with the agendas and really only contacts me when something unusual comes up. Similarly, he does a great job with most of the ordinances, but I'm there to help if something unusual rears its head. I'd say the next category is employment type issues. As you know, the town employs a staff, employs a great staff, but employment stuff comes up. Most recently I helped with the employment contract for our new police chief, and things like that come up periodically. I've done some work on the employee handbook in the past, so that's another category of advisory work that the town attorney does. And then finally, there's planning issues, and that seems to be becoming a larger issue these days as we just have more sort of substantial development projects and planning applications. This falls both into the category of the process under the land use code, and we've got more applicants these days who have their own legal counsel. Sometimes we've got opposing parties who also have legal counsel, and believe it or not, sometimes those attorneys don't agree. And then it sort of falls to the town attorney to try to walk the line and look at both sides and give the town planner and the board of trustees a neutral view of where I think the legal issues fall, so that you can do your discretionary duty of approving or not approving or adding conditions to those projects. The next category of things that a town attorney does is dealing with other entities, both public and private. The town has contracts for services with all sorts of other entities. Those periodically come up for either new contracts or renewal, and we have to look at them both from the perspective you would from a private party, but also with respect to statutes that only apply to governments. Specifically Tabor, you've got certain spending limits that private companies do not have. You've got certain things you can do and certain things you can't do, like indemnifying other parties. So that all falls into the contract bucket. And then finally, it's litigation. Probably the issues that you think of lawyers doing the most. The town code provides that the attorney shall prosecute and defend any suits or actions to which the town may be a party. That's partially true. When the town is named as a defendant, sometimes the town attorney will defend the case. Other times we rely on our insurer, CIRSA, who I believe either has made a presentation or will next month. And usually when a claim arises, the town attorney is involved with making that claim, and then with dealing with coverage counsel to make sure that they're up to speed and they have all the information they need to defend the town. And then on occasion, the town institutes an action. For instance, the board approved an ordinance to seek some damages arising out of the town hall flood recently. And that's one of the, that would be a case in which the town is actually a plaintiff in an action and in which I'm representing the town. So long story short, a lot of different stuff. I probably missed a few little categories in there, but I'm there to render legal advice and help out with any town officials that get in touch with me.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions?
Okay, Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Trustees, so the next person is our Finance Director, which most people know because she's been here a little bit. Kathy Cathcart, please.
You won't see me stand up here very often. So those of you that don't know me, I'm Kathy Cathcart. I have been employed at the town of Bayfield since 2009. So next month will be 17 years. Something I'm very proud of. I am your second longest employee here, behind Ron Saba. I started out as the utility billing clerk at the front desk. 6 months later, I was promoted to the deputy clerk. In 2012, I became the town clerk. I did that and took on the finance duties in 2021. In 2023, I passed my town clerk duties to Dustin Hayden, and I became the finance director full-time. So my responsibilities as the finance director start with the budget. Along with the town manager and the other members of the leadership team, I work to create and present a budget to the Board of Trustees. Once the budget is approved, it's my job to enter that into our financial software. I'm responsible for paying the town's bills through accounts payable,
reconciling the town's checking and investments accounts, and preparing the monthly financial statements. Those financial statements are distributed to the leadership team and presented to the Board of Trustees. Along with the town manager, I'm responsible to monitor the spending, expenditure, whatever I do. I monitor the spending and try to and assure that we operate within the budget that we presented to you. When revenues don't come in as anticipated, expenditures exceed expectations, I'm responsible to present the board with the budget amendment. I also track the sales tax revenue. Every year, I actively participate in a financial audit with our third-party contract auditor, and once that audit is completed, I will present it to the Board of Trustees, and then I will also present it to the State Financial Auditor's Office. I'm also responsible for all the grant reporting and requests for reimbursements through the state, through CDOT, through DOLA, whoever our grants happen to be through at that time. What the easiest part of my job is I supervise the utility billing clerk at the front desk, and I'm very fortunate that Dustin Hayden is an expert in utility billing, so he assists in that supervision as well. Other than that, that's about my job. So, you have any questions?
Thanks for all you do.
You bet. My office is upstairs next to John. The door's always open. Anybody can come by and talk about the budget. Anybody can come by and talk about the budget if you have any questions. So, yeah. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
All right, next is Dustin Hayden, and you can talk from there, but Dustin's our town clerk.
Mr. Mayor, if in the interest of public safety, I wouldn't mind putting this on hold because I'm going to talk for a long time. So if we could put this on hold and jump to the swear-ins, I think that would be great. We've got quite a contingent here.
Okay.
Yep.
And we're all out of sorts. So we're going to go ahead and do the swear-in ceremony for Chief of Police and Town Manager.
I guess I'm
Who's taking pictures?
No, we're good. No. Good, Mayor?
It's all yours. You have the floor.
Raise your right hand. Mr. Walters, and swear after me. I, Jonathan Walters.
I, John Waters.
John Waters, sorry. I, John Waters, swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
To the state of Colorado.
To the state of Colorado.
And support the Constitution and the laws thereof.
And support the Constitution and the laws thereof.
And that I will.
And that I will.
To the best of my knowledge and judgment.
To the best of my knowledge and judgment.
Diligently and faithfully.
Diligently and faithfully.
Without partiality or prejudice.
Without partiality or prejudice.
Execute the office of town manager.
Execute the office of town manager.
According to the Constitution.
According to the Constitution.
The laws of this state.
The laws of this state.
And the Bayfield town ordinances.
And the Bayfield town ordinances.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, next is the Chief of Police, Sean Dugan, our new Chief of Police.
Chief Dugan, please raise your right hand. I, Sean Dugan,
I, Sean Dugan,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of Colorado
to the state of Colorado
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and
to
judgment,
the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of Chief of Police
execute the office of Chief of Police
according to the Constitution,
according to the Constitution,
the laws of this state,
laws of this state,
and the ordinances of the town of Bayfield.
and the ordinances of the town of Bayfield. I have two special guests here with me tonight, my Fort Lewis twins. Come on up here, Rafe and Tessa. Very proud of these two. They showed up to do my dad's meeting, so they can do this together. Is it good for us to stand ready for this? Or
Yep.
so, Tessa, you want to, so you're going to pin it on right here, Tessa. So this is Tessa. Tessa's a nursing student at Fort Lewis College. Embarrassed I got her now. There's a new nursing program at Fort Lewis College. It's the inaugural cohort. She got accepted into it. And Rafe, it's biology, but it used to be outdoor science, right?
Yeah.
And Rafe works at the local Pine Needle, and Tessa's working at Mercy Hospital as a CNA. So very happy to have them both here. All right, you want to pin on that? This is, right, pop over, this is your time to get even with that.
This is why we have a nursing student.
Hey, Dustin, can you move out? Sorry.
Photobombing, huh?
Move a little, just, yeah, right here. There we go. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, I gotta sign, I gotta make it official, right? Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. See you guys.
I don't get to get up here very often, so I'm always behind my screen hiding.
Thanks for doing that.
So, I can't swear people in, but Judge Davlin does a great job, better than I can, so. Todd, you got me, you were stuck with me, so. So I am the town clerk, and I have several areas of responsibility. First and foremost is CORA, Colorado Open Records Act. So I am the keeper of the record. I do keep records of everything. You can see that's why I was taking doubles of that, so I have a digital copy. One reason CORA is very important is transparency, obviously, and where it relates to you guys is any communication you have about town business, I encourage you to do that through your town email. That makes CORA requests a lot easier. If you were to text somebody on your personal phone about an issue in town, that becomes CORAble under the Colorado Open Records Act. So any email that you have with a constituent or anything like that, I would highly encourage you to stick to your town emails on that. Record retention we talked about. Record retention's a little tricky. We get these huge binders and everything has a different time frame that you have to keep from financial records. Anything that has to do with infrastructure is permanent. So if you want to come back there and see the archives, that's where all that stuff is held. We also do it digitally, but the Colorado State Archives highly frowns upon everything being digital. So more of that permanent stuff, we do have digital and paper, and we are backed up into the cloud on that. I'm also in charge of the quorum, so any quorum issues, if you guys have any absences, please let me know, or recusals, because that's become real tricky lately. My first couple years of clerking, we really didn't have a lot of that going on. I mean, the mayor was a trustee at the time, so he had to, obviously, but we have a lot of recusals with a lot of different interests on the board now, so please, if you can in advance, let me know so I can keep track of that. One thing you just approved is the minutes, and that's a huge piece of my job, and that goes along with keeping of the record as well. We do action minutes, so I try to, and it's really hard for me because I want to type everything, because being the keeper of the record. So if you see it not verbatim, that's why. I do try to get as close to verbatim on public comment and on your guys' questions to applicants as close as I can, because that really keeps in the spirit of the debate and the argument, which is healthy, right? So we touched a little bit on Cora and things being Cora, but also quasi-judicial and opinions. Again, social media and any type of those forums could cause a recusal. And I won't go too much into that. I'll leave that for the CIRSA lawyers next month. But that's a huge deal. So you guys being a quasi-judicial branch really need to be as neutral and come into every public hearing or every hearing as open-minded as you can. If you state something out in public, somebody hears you, it could cause you to recuse something that you really need to be here and here as the adjudicating body on that. I do the agendas and the packets. I do run it through in our leadership meetings Thursdays before they come out to make sure all the department directors have given me everything that they need on there, as well as to get Manager Waters an advanced look at it. And then I let the mayor know, and then we can add things, pull things. These two are the only two that can add things to the agenda. The trustees can add things to the agenda, but you guys, if you want it to be an official thing, has to be a written letter to me that 3 of you sign, and that's town code. We could talk a little bit about rules of order. Again, CIRSA's going to hit on a lot on Robert's rules of order, as they call them Bob's rules of orders, because they're a little bit condensed. So the biggest thing I do on that is, and we had a perfect example earlier, clearness of motion. Really capture that motion verbatim with the conditions, because that becomes part of the record, and that's what things will be judged to and held to on those motions that were voted on. So you may from time to time hear me ask you to repeat it or get clarity on that, and it's not because I don't like you. It's because I want to get it clearly recorded. And we do videotape these, so I do go back to them sometimes and make sure I got everything perfectly in there. And as you all know, one of the major functions of my job is elections. And it's not just every 2 years. We did try to pass a sales tax last year, so I was a huge piece of that. But elections across Colorado is the main function of all the clerks and the county clerks. So I come from an elections background, so it's something that I'm probably the most comfortable of in my job. One thing I do that's a little bit different is special events as well. When I first was promoted to clerk, I was also over culture and recreation. Recreation has now gone to Deputy Robinson. But I still do help out with the special events. And when we're talking about those, we're talking about block parties, 4th of July. I was out of town for Easter this year, and Heritage Days and Homecoming. So those are the special events that I help out with. And utilities. Utilities per town code is under the town clerk. So I do process the utility billing. I create the bills, things like that, send the red tags out. Shut-offs, unfortunately, part of that. Not my favorite. We do everything we can to keep people's water turned on out there, including calling them, things of that nature. So that's a quick gist of it. You guys have any questions for me?
Questions?
No, thanks, Dustin.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dustin. Next, we have Jeremy Schultz, who's our Public Works Director.
Good evening, Mayor and Trustees. I'm Jeremy Schultz, I'm the Public Works Director. So we do a little bit of everything, and you guys are probably wondering how many people work in my department. I'd say about half. So at any given time. But anyway, that's my joke. I thought it was funny. Yeah, it's a good one, and it's clean, too. So I did provide a staff report, and that kind of goes over the responsibilities and duties that the Public Works Department covers. We do manage the 8111 call system, so all the call before you dig tickets that come in, we get those calls, we respond, we mark the utilities before they're dug. Water system, sewer system, storm drains, we manage storm drains, stormwater complaints, streets right-of-ways, your potholes, snow plowing, things like that. Equipment and maintenance, we also do light equipment maintenance for the PD. We can't do any heavy like mechanic work for the PD for insurance purposes. So, oil changes, windshield wipers, lights, things like that. So in your water system, you see it's at the top of my report. Basically, we manage a treatment facility. So we treat the raw water and we distribute it to the residents here. You got a 1.75 million a day capacity there. 1.75 million in storage, and you got about 21 miles of pipe of distribution system that we run. The sewer system, same thing, 25 miles of pipe. We manage the collection system, so that's everything drains to the treatment facility, and 600,000 gallons a day capacity. What we typically like to do at the end of the report is add this water production chart on here. You can see daily consumption, and then we try and run a 3-year average. So it's just a little snapshot you can see. Kind of shows either, you see that production number way up, maybe we had a leak or something like that, or on the sewer section, if you see those numbers starting to peak during the summer months, that's our I&I, which is our inflow and infiltration. You can see coming with the water table rising as well. So we'd like to provide that. It's just a quick snapshot. You can kind of see where we're at according to the last 3 years. We have 4 lift stations that we manage and maintain. One of them is a little bit more problematic, is the one at Homestead. When the town took over what used to be Gym Village Sanitation District, all of Gym Village, Homestead, and that all goes to one single lift station. It's a large capacity lift station. It runs about 20,000 gallons a day is what we're pumping there, and that all goes to the central treatment that's over here behind basically the old elementary school. Basically, for our streets, we have 23 miles of road that we maintain as far as for snowplow maintenance and with our sale tax, crack seal, chip seal, and all that. So, there's 8 people total in the department, 9 including myself. We basically try and staff at 4 treatment operators and 4 street maintenance workers in distribution and collection, and that seems to work out well for our on-call rotation. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys had.
No questions here.
Okay.
I do have a comment.
Sure.
I recently asked a question about my water meter, and it was so awesome. I could never figure it. Next day, somebody got back to me and helped me with the problem, total resolution. So that's the way it should be for everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, and sorry about the first name thing. That was a mix-up, but that's my handwriting, so. Thank you. And meter reads are tomorrow, so. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jeremy.
One other thing I want to mention about Jeremy and his operators, Jeremy's not just a public works director overseeing the facilities. He also maintains Colorado's highest water and wastewater level, as do several of his employees, Ron and John and several of the guys that work out there. So it's a lot of work to keep those up. I know I maintained one in another state for a long time, and it requires a lot of constant training. So not just do your operators know are up to date on everything they need to know for the water and wastewater, but your director is as well, and that's a tough deal to maintain. So You've got a top-notch person here. A lot of places, your public works director doesn't maintain or may not have even had that operator's license. So a lot to be proud of. We've got great staff here, and that's a great example of that they maintain that top level of certification. He could go anywhere, Denver, anywhere, and operate a wastewater treatment plant or a water treatment facility of, a ginormous size. But he lives here and he works for us, and, again, as with the rest of the staff, he's a credit to the organization. So I want to point that out. I think Dustin Streisel here. He is the interim chief. This is kind of his last hurrah, so I want to give Dustin a chance to get up and talk about what the police chief does. And, the next time you'll see a chief, it'll be Sean, but, wanted to give him a chance to practice his public speaking one last time.
Yeah, I tried to pass this off on our new chief, but I figured day 2 was probably not the best time for him to get up here. So first, I did provide also my monthly report in there. Fairly limited in that report. A couple of things I did want to highlight in there. We did have a few trainings that officers did attend in April. Officer Moreland attended a critical incident management for supervisors training. Officer Rittenhouse attended a CIT, or crisis intervention training, which is a super great program. It's about a 40-hour class that just focus on, assisting with people that are in crisis. And then Officer Lee also attended a ARIDE, or Advanced Roadside Impaired Driving Enforcement training. So a number of good trainings in April. And then Officer Lee was commended. He actually stopped a retired law enforcement officer, and that officer decided, he was a lieutenant actually, and reached out to our department to express his commendation on the conduct of the stop from start to finish, including just the professionalism that he showed throughout that stop. So I wanted to mention that one as well. What's that?
Did you give him a ticket?
I do not believe so, may have been a different outcome after that. But yeah, so I'm not really sure, I guess. Talking about the chief of police jobs specifically, or the department overall, obviously law enforcement, there's a decent, I think, understanding of what the department does. But we have, the department is comprised of a total of 10 staff members right now. Chief of police, we have the administrative service manager, and we have 1 patrol sergeant, which is me at the moment, and 5 dedicated patrol officers. So the chief of police oversees those, as well as the school resource officer, and we have 1 in the drug task force. As far as the, I guess the budgetary side of that, the school resource officer position is funded through the Bayfield School District, through an agreement that we have with the district to provide that officer. So at least while he's in the schools, assisting the schools through the school year, that portion of it is agreed upon and funded through them. And so I believe you guys will see that annual IGA review come before you, just with the new agreement for approval. And I believe the HIDA grant might come through you guys too. We have an annual agreement with them as well. And that position is also funded through HIDA. HIDA's the High Intensity Drug Trafficking Areas Program through the federal government. It's a task force of multiple agencies in the region with a focus on drug work. Their overall practices are a little discreet, and so we benefit by being able to communicate with them with issues or things as they come up with their expertise. But as far as their operational stuff, we provide a member to them, and they fund the majority of that position through the task force. And for the department, we obviously operate in the town of Bayfield. We also support the LaPorte County Sheriff's Office as needed. They are also our support as needed as well. If we have officers are tied up or 1 officer for a period of time, they are our backup, our support as things come up that we would need them for. Let's see. So I pulled a few for just 2025 stats, just to kind of reflect on some of our calls. We had a total in 2025 of 5,295 calls for service. That encompasses everything from, security checks of businesses and extra patrol type things to, assaults, burglaries. One of the higher stats that we have for the community is dispatch as what's called a citizen assist, and that really ranges from anything that community needs something that isn't automatically determined to be criminal, but they're requesting guidance assistance in some capacity. And so a large chunk of our calls are actually those types of calls for service to support and participate with the community. I guess I don't know what else there. If you guys have questions for me, obviously we have a new chief of police. We're all excited to have him on board and move forward with the department. So.
Questions?
No.
I would like to say that you did a great job in that.
I agree.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you guys and welcome everybody that's new, and we appreciate you. So, thank you.
Thanks for filling in.
All right, next we have on the list our Deputy Director of Public Works, Mark Robinson.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, Boards of Trustees. Welcome, new members. Glad to have you. My name is Mark Robinson, and I'm honored to serve as the Deputy Director of Public Works for the town of Bayfield. I appreciate the opportunity to introduce myself and briefly speak about my role within the town. I bring a strong background in parks, facilities, recreation, and municipal operations, and I take great pride in serving our community. In my current role, I assist the Public Works Director, you just met, Jeremy Scholes, in maintaining and improving town infrastructure. I oversee parks, recreation, and facilities and public spaces while working to ensure services are delivered efficiently, responsibly, and effectively. Our goal is to provide all citizens with opportunities to participate in quality recreational programs and to enjoy safe, well-maintained parks and facilities. I didn't really, jot down everything that I do, but in a nutshell, we maintain 7 parks throughout the town. That's lawn care, ground maintenance, playground equipment, irrigation, so those types of things. I run recreation, as Dustin said. We provide indoor and outdoor sports programs for youth and adult sports. We lease a gym through the school district for our winter sports, and then we have the sports fields for soccer, baseball, all that stuff during the summer. With facility maintenance, it's my job to keep these buildings, the upkeep and the maintenance done. Some of those services are contracted out. We have janitorial services to clean the buildings. But overall, general repairs and upkeep, we take care of that. So I look forward to continuing to work alongside the staff, the board, and the citizens of Bayfield to help move our community forward and maintain the high level of service our residents expect and deserve. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to serve the town of Bayfield. And if you guys have any questions, I'm open to answer them for you. Thank you,
sir.
Thanks.
All right, next we have our town planner, Derek Slocum.
Good evening, Derek Slocum, Town Planner. I don't have anything written. This is going to be off the top of my head. I had a schedule change last week. We had to leave a little bit earlier because we found out graduation rehearsal was on Friday morning instead of Saturday morning, so we had to get out there a little bit earlier. So, as John said, I am the town planner, so I guess I'm the facilitator of long meetings. You see a planning thing on there. It'll probably be here for a bit. My duties are I interpret the town land use code to the best of my ability with help with from the town attorney. So, we work on rezones, use by reviews, subdivisions, PUDs, all that land use related. Also do annexations, work on agreements, annexation agreements, subdivision improvement agreements. Every 5 years, we're supposed to update the comprehensive plan. That's something that I will be in charge of, and here within the next year or so, we'll be working on that. So we'll get ourselves organized to get that rolling. That's going to be a community involvement operation there. Also work in developing and updating the 3-mile plan. When it comes to the Planning Commission, I help, kind of guide the Planning Commission, give them the tools that they need in order to be successful, make proper recommendations. My reports, my staff reports, are recommendations to the Planning Commission. Of course, they can go against it so long as they have the proper findings, but I give them all the information as I can that I have to make the best possible decision. So I could, maybe if I had something written down, I could probably go a little bit longer, but that's pretty much the gist of what I do. Anybody have any questions for me once it comes to property ownership, or if they have questions on the property, they can always give me a call. More than happy to help them out. If I'm not there, leave a message. I will get back to you. So, but yeah, that's all I have. Do you have any questions for me?
Board have any questions? I have one request.
Yes.
Can we not put 6 items on one agenda?
Yeah, your next meeting is going to be fun.
I've seen the agenda.
Trust me, I'm not a big fan of having to do that either. It's just when the date falls, and one of the reasons why the June 2nd one was going to be, is going to be like it is, the original plan was I wasn't supposed to be here today. I was supposed to be on my way back from Kansas today, but everything got kind of moved up to where I just got back last night. So, sorry.
Who graduated?
My son, Liam, he graduated. What's that?
I said congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there seniority on the agenda of whoever's been in the process longest goes first?
Yeah, there's a certain appeal. There's a certain appeal I think we're going to try to get heard first.
Just had to throw that out there.
Any other pertinent questions? Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Thanks,
Derek.
Derek.
All right, last and certainly not least, we have Marie Kim, who is our Human Resources Director.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, well, a lot of people know what human resources is, so to start it all off, it starts with hiring. So from job descriptions, posting jobs, planning the interviews, working with the town manager to go over applicants or even the supervisors, depending on the role. It's really kind of the full life cycle of hiring for the position. Once we make the offer, then also background checks, that sort of thing. And then they get to go into iSolve, which you all did. So, and then that has our onboarding documents. It does the I-9 W-4s, you know, all that. So that's great. It makes it a little more simpler. On my end, make sure they're ready to go for their first day, coordinating IT and things like that. The second big part is payroll. So payroll happens every 2 weeks. I worked on your payroll today, so yes, you're getting paid Friday. Making sure that if there's any raises, new hires, terminations, any changes, that's all reflected within payroll. So that's a big part of that. Next is benefit administration. I do want to let you know that the town of Bayfield really does have a very robust benefit plan for the employees. So we have 3 medical plans. On 2 of the plans, the town of Bayfield covers 95% of that, and then the employee covers 5%, and that's for employee or employee family, employee, children, it doesn't matter. And then on the lower deductible, the $1,500, it's 80% that the employer covers and 20% that the employee covers. So you should be proud of the benefits that you are offering to your staff. Non-law enforcement participate in para, and our law enforcement participate in FPPA. So that's their retirement. They're required to put that in, and then obviously as an employer, we put a percentage in as well. Once I do that, then the next week I've got to upload everything to para, FPPA, and then to the general ledger to make Kathy happy. So the next part is training and development. I set up all this CIRSA training for our staff. That's your required, like, sexual harassment, slip, trips, falls. This also allows us as a town to get a little discount for our workers' comp. And Dustin's in charge of personal casualty, property casualty. That's why I'm not in charge of that one. So I set those up, as well as Know Before. That's our cybersecurity training. I also do the grant reimbursement for the school resource officer and the HIDA grant. So since I'm in charge of payroll, it kind of just makes sense to do all of that. So I do that quarterly. Workers' compensation, talked about that. And then honestly, we have amazing employees. We've got a great team. But sometimes there are those personnel issues that come up, unfortunately, and there's a lot of time that I spend, maybe supervisors and town manager, that we're all kind of working together to make sure we're doing the best thing for the town as well as for the employee. So sometimes I feel like in my HR director reports, I feel like, oh, I'm not putting anything in there. It's not that I'm not doing anything, there's just certain things that I cannot disclose to you about what is happening in the town. So, but that's, not parts of the fun part of the job, but just so you know, that is part of my job. Working on the handbook, maintaining the personnel files, and I'm all about professional development and participating in webinars. Just went to an employment law conference because there's always something you can learn because laws change all the time. So that's kind of my job in a nutshell. Any questions? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
With that, I'll move on to the Board of Trustees reports, requests for future agenda items, and committees. This is where I know Dustin said earlier that you're not allowed to change the agenda or put things on the agenda, but if you do have something that you would like on the agenda, you can bring it up at a meeting. If we get a head nod or a semi-informal vote, we can get it put on the agenda from there as well. So this is your opportunity to get those things done that you would like to see on the agenda. As far as that goes, I was at the Senior Center monthly meeting last week. I'm kind of doing the liaison role now with the Senior Center. I don't have too much more on that. I guess Trustee Lyon,
I don't have anything.
Trustee Nyberg.
I attended Mr. Goldman's celebration of life. It was very heartwarming. His son gave a great speech, and he'll be sorely missed. That's all I got.
Trustee Taylor,
I don't have anything.
and Trustee Uckerman.
Yeah, I attended the Boys and Girls Club annual fundraiser last week, and was surprised to find out that the Youth of the Year selected from the county was a young Bayfield gal. And that became due to the Friday program that they have now that we're on a 4-day school week here. So I thought that was pretty neat, and I got a picture with her, and maybe get that to Sarah and maybe give her a shout out in the newsletter or something like that. Be cool. Is Sarah the right person to get that to? Okay. And then I did Huh?
That's great.
I did confirm, I'm able to serve on the Economic Alliance, so I plan to attend their June meeting and go from there. I've got a document to sign for that, but I plan to get that done and back to Sarah as well, so. Dustin, I like your attention to the quorum and recusal stuff. On item number 8, we've got the Board of Trustees meeting coming up June 2nd. Is it possible for us to look at a draft of that agenda each meeting to kind of let you know? Because I know I've got a couple that I'm recusing on. And
It's a substantial list, but that's a great call out, yes, because I don't obviously know everything you guys do, so some of the recusals quite honestly take me by surprise.
And that way, if we can give you that now, for your guys' time and applicants' time, we can try to head that off as much as possible so people aren't showing up for nothing.
What I can do is type up a memo that, because it's a heavy land use meeting coming, I can type up a memo stating what's coming, because I can keep a note of this next all the time. So I can
Okay.
definitely, that's a great idea.
Is the agenda generally finalized by today for the 2 weeks away? Or
Usually it's finalized the Friday before the Tuesday meeting. Statutorily, it has to be Monday, it has to be 24 hours.
Okay.
I try to get it out to you guys on the weekend, because then you may have some spare time to read your 300 pages.
Right.
300.
But
But I have a list of what's coming up down the pipe that I could send out.
yeah, if we could just kind of be glancing at that at every meeting, then we're maybe a step ahead for,
I can put that in my cadence of weekly stuff coming out of leadership meetings.
cool. We could just add that to
Because it
item
does
8.
technically get finalized the Thursday before in our leadership meeting, but I haven't made it pretty yet.
Well, when things have come up where we've done it on Monday too.
Yeah.
I mean, just the nature of doing business sometimes.
Yeah, like the Cinnamon Heights, for example, that contract literally wasn't ready, so Monday you guys still want some things to be fixed.
Yeah. So I know I'm recusing on Hope Christian Appeal and Pine Valley Church. I don't know what else is on the agenda, but I know those two are, and so,
Yeah, Derek and I, because most of it's land use where the refusals will happen, so Derek and I can follow on that.
Yeah.
and you might check with Andrew. I'm not sure what his stance would be on the Pine Valley Church.
Great idea.
Is that it?
That's it for me.
Upcoming dates of interest, you got a huge board meeting on June 2nd, planning commission meeting on June 9th, and CIRSA training on the 8th. So it's a Monday night,
Yeah, Monday night.
so everyone's aware of that. And with that, I'll adjourn this meeting at 7:48.
Thank you.